Joining me on day one of the Intel Extreme Masters Chengdu, who's just actually finished his group in Group A and come first. It is, of course, Grubby. Grubby, first, got to be happy.
Yeah, I'm happy because first is the only sure way to go through, and it was my goal to be first, and also it's my goal to win IEM. I will win IEM.
You sound a little bit like Moon. I spoke to him earlier, and he said that he was going to win IEM. We can't have two winners, surely.
One of us is lying, and it's not me.
Excellent. Okay, we'll see if that's the case. So let's talk a little bit about your group stages then. So first of all, you played Hot, and that went 2-1. How was that for you? Because he seemed to lack versus you and also TD, but he beat Sky.
Well, for Hot, I can be very short. Game one, I destroyed him. I didn't get any damage by him, and then I just surrounded him over and over and over, and all his heroes died. And then it was pretty much over. Just we were finishing the theater of Warcraft. And then game two, I didn't really plan anything before the game, and then I decided to do this rush, but I kind of forgot how to do it, and it failed miserably, and I lost. And then in game three, he did the same as in game one, but in this case the map was better for him. And I made a few wrong decisions, and it led to me being in a quite precarious position in the game. And then I think I might have lost if not something bad happened. Well, I'll leave it up to Hot to talk about that. It's not my place, but I could say at least it would have been a lot harder. But as it is, the truth stands that I was able to win the game, just playing as solid as I can. And then I won a 2-0, but after losing one, 2-1 is the next best thing.
Absolutely. So, winning that game, you must have been confident going into play Sky, which is probably going to be the hardest game for you. Now, my kind of recap of this is map one, he had a lot, Griffins. It didn't seem it to go your way. Map two, I think you defended a tower rush. But how did those two maps go for you?
Well, in game one, actually, I had, everything didn't feel perfect for me. Like, it wasn't going perfectly. I scored some hero kills. I killed his Mountain King twice. Normally, I should have won that game, but I think I'm not going to reveal exactly what I think I did wrong, because we could probably be playing again. But thinking about it, I feel that I had a very good chance to win the game. As for Ancient Isles, pretty much he crept right under my nose, and I was able to kill a lot. And then he tried to tower rush, and I already got my Shadowhunter out, so it was just a matter of right-clicking his Archmage.
All right. And then on map 3, you played him on Twisted Meadows, and the game looked bad for you to start with because he got an early expand up, and you had defended your base with a couple of towers, and then halfway through, it looked to be good, and then eventually you got your expand up a very late game, and it looked like he was just going to walk in and destroy your expand, which would have left you a loss there. You came in with bats, you destroyed him in that situation, you defended the expand, and then you tried to do the same thing again with bats, and it seemed like it just didn't work out. It seemed like a lot of your bats weren't kind of, they were idling or caught. Do you think if that end fight, if you would have utilized your bats, I'm not sure what was going on, obviously I had to ask you, that maybe you could have come out tops?
I think in the game total, maybe I lost about 6 to 8 bats who didn't detonate. Like sometimes because of Hawk Shackle, that's unavoidable because it's like my units go against his, right? Whoever is first, and Hawk's got a slightly longer range, so you got to be pretty fast when you come and want to explode their army. But I'm not sure that that's the only thing. I think there were a few decisions which, had I made them differently, also I could have won. I defended my base because I thought he's going to tower rush me, then he saw my defense and he didn't. Then he expanded, and it was a bit too late there, and a few other things. I was pretty disappointed because I was pretty sure that Sky is going to beat Hot, and that would mean that I would not be ranked first. But then I forcefully put those games away from my mind because I had to think about my next game, which was also on stage like right after against Ted.
Yeah, so are you going to be thanking Hot later with a drink, maybe, even though he's out of the tournament, for beating Sky to put you through first?
I think there's no better way to thank Hot than with a drink.
Absolutely. All right, so going into the last match versus TD, you must have felt a little bit shaky after losing versus Sky, like you were going to be in the relegation, but that game looked relatively easy from the spectator area. The first map, he just camped out. I mean, he came with one attack to your base. You killed so many fiends, and then he had no decision apart from like camp it out. And you actually saved the game there as well. You were in a great position, but I mean, you know, what really happened?
Well, I had a good start, and then he came with his trademark push, and I fended it off, which is good enough in itself. Like, I survived. When you die to that, it's over because he's like standing in your base, so you're supposed to fend it off if you want to win. After that, the game is still open, but I think I did quite well in the fight. Had I lost my TC, I would have probably lost, and it was very close. So then all the creeps are gone, and it's quite traditional that Undead actually saves up at that point, and they'll keep tabs on the orc, whether orc is going over 50 or not, and whether they're expanding or not, and based on that they will decide when they start producing army.
So the trademark push, you're expecting that. Is that the standard tactic for Undead? Is it like a tier 2 push, and if it goes well, they lean and they win, and if they lose, they're like quite the underdog for the rest of the match until they can have one last attempt again?
I think what you said could be true. Maybe not for everyone, but the kid is really distracted.
Okay, well, yeah, sorry to distract you there, but I mean, the tactic for Undead coming against an Orc, you expected it, so is that the standard thing to do, you know, look out for a tier 2 push?
Maybe if you watch more Dead games, it looks recognizable, that kind of play.
Okay, and then you went into the last match, and you had some great creep jacks. It just looked easy. Did you feel really confident going into that one?
I did. Thanks for skipping game 2, by the way.
Game 2 doesn't matter.
Well, game 3, I just I killed like 5-6 fiends in the start, so pretty much if I made like Mass Shaman Bloodlust, I would have probably won too.
Okay, so you're guaranteed to go through tomorrow, and it looks like probably you and Moon are going to be the top 2. Now, I'm interested to ask you, because not so much about that, but you have a playbook, and so do a lot of Warcraft 3 gamers, and this is something that I've become new to, because obviously in Quake we don't need one. We just, you know, have a few drinks and then play. But how important is a good playbook to a professional Warcraft 3 player?
Well, it's not important. It's more like your personal preference. And I can also do without, but yeah, I mean it's. I mean I've done without for like 4 years, right? So I think it's just like one kind of aid tool, and you can either use it or not. And I find it useful sometimes.
I mean, what kind of things have you got in there? Have you got like enemies, like tactics, or is it all about your tactics, like what you do in the build orders? I mean, what kind of information?
Pretty much everything under the sun.
Okay, fair enough. And another question, this is more about Grubby and his play style. Now, you seem very strong. I spoke to you at WC3L, and you said, you know, this is hopefully going to be a good year for you. You feel a lot better. But when you analyze your game and you look at yourself as a player, what do you think there is to improve? I mean, obviously, you know, being such a high-ranked player in the world, it's hard to pick out certain things. But if there's something in your game that you would like to improve on, what would it be?
I think everything can be improved. My micro, my strategies, consistency, decisions, and I think everything can always be improved.
Okay, so let's take it this then. You say everything can be improved by you. When you look at Moon, and you must know his game very well, do you see aspects of his play style that is maybe superior to yours, and vice versa? And if so, what kind of play styles and what kind of aspects of the game?
I think everyone plays differently and has their own strengths and weaknesses, and even those change. But like I know myself the best, and Moon knows himself the best, so it's hard for me to say what Moon could improve or what you should be weaker in or something. Yeah.
Okay, so it's knowing yourself and have confidence in your own game. All right then. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on day one, and congratulations once again on topping your group, and we look forward to following you tomorrow.
Thanks.